This right here is the 2024 Lexus LC500, and in this video we're gonna find out if you should buy these before they stop making them, because I think this is the best version of it yet. All right, so let's talk about the exterior first, because styling wise not much has changed, but they made one big change up front that I think makes a huge difference, and it's this right here, guys. The front camera, which is a part of a 360 surround view camera system, and because of how long the front hood of this thing is, seeing out front makes a huge difference, and we'll talk more about that once we get inside. This one is a bespoke build, and you can get this front grille now like kind of blacked out, which looks really good. And I think the design, honestly, I'm a fan of it. It's not for everyone, but I think they did a good job. And I mean, stuff they've carried over that's honestly still innovative today are these compact LED headlights, which they did a good job of engineering to make it sit as far forward as well as really close to the wheels. You don't realize how much space behind the wheel you need behind your headlights to actually package them. And they did a lot of innovation to fit that all in. You also get these really cool 21-inch wheels, nice large brakes. This is a Grand Touring, and this one is a convertible, which we'll talk about a little more once we get inside. But again, same LC500 through and through. The design, I think, has aged really well. The silhouette looks really cool. Not many people are buying these guys, so you don't see too many of them on the road, which makes this pretty unique if you know what you're looking at. My favorite thing around the back is the infinite mirror rear tail lights. Look really cool, very smart design, and you don't see it a lot in today's rear tail lights. A lot of them are light bars. This one, I think, was pretty creative. Rear trunk space, who cares? But rear trunk made of forged carbon fiber, I care about that. That's cool. But aside from that, guys, there's not much to talk about on the outside, aside from the exhaust and the engine, which we'll talk about right now. Let's open the hood. Now look, guys, they didn't change anything on the engine, but they also didn't change anything on the engine, which I think is a good thing. 5-liter naturally aspirated V8, 471 horsepower, made it to that 10-speed automatic transmission. And honestly, they did make improvements to the transmission, which we'll try once we actually get to drive this thing, but this thing sounds amazing. And yes, guys, it never gets old. It's super fun, and we know this thing's gonna last a long time, which makes it even better, knowing that you can enjoy that sound for a long time to come. Only other car that I feel like in the V8 realm that sound this good, Jaguar F-Type, Mercedes SL AMG. I think this sounds better, and you don't need to be going super fast. 0-16 like the 4s on this, but we'll talk about that more once we actually drive this thing. Let's hop inside. Okay, so inside, Lexus does an amazing job with the interior on this. And I want to start with these seats. They look like a work of art. Nice quilting with the stitching, the perforations, the variation in the perforations, and then also the leather and two-tone ability to option on this vehicle. They're heated and ventilated, which they've always been, but the interface is a little different, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But look at the materials here, guys. On the glove box, you press a button, and your glove box opens up nice and softly. I like that leather on the dash, but let's open it up here and talk about this screen. You get a nice 12-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's more modern. You don't get the touchpad anymore. The little trackpad stuff they had going on, gone. They finally gave in. You finally get that Android-based, Lexus infotainment system, which is great. It'll last forever. And it's also modern. So I love to see that. It fits really well within the interior. It does kind of look like a tab got, tacked on, but it works. Way better than the one that was sunken in. You couldn't touch it. This is honestly the biggest improvement. You do lose some things because of that. You lose a CD player, which who cares? But you still get the amazing Mark Levinson sound system, which is known and has a really good reputation within Lexus vehicles. Other things you do get here is your drive mode selector. This little knob, really nice. A new unique aspect of this vehicle as far as its interface controls go. A little cubby here, a little cup holder. This right here is that 360 surround view camera system, and I can press it once the vehicle is on, which I'll do real quick. And once I press that button, you see that 360 surround view camera system, which is great. You can pan from the inside, outside looking in, and then also inside looking out. But let's say if I go into reverse, you got your 360 overhead projection. Honestly, cool updates, makes this more modern. But let's go down here, guys. You do have, camera button, your volume knob, tune, track, all that stuff. One button here, and let's go into park. You press this button here, and you get your quick menus for your heated and ventilated seats. Now, there is an auto mode, so theoretically, you do not need to even touch this. this should be on from the get-go. It's pretty warm outside, and the ventilator seats are on for me because it knows I'm sitting here and it knows that I need that, so it turns it on, which honestly is really nice. But it is great that you have a button here. You don't have to sift through menus. I remember that being a huge pain in the butt when I had experienced this in the last time. But what I like really a lot is the hidden panel here, because this is a convertible. You just flick this on, and then it will, this nice little dancey dance, bring out that little panel, fold in the convertible, and everything inside just pops. Look at that. It's honestly, it's not super fast, it's not super slow. You could do it at speed, which is nice. And then you just kind of hide that away like James Bond, and it's like it never happened. You also get another kind of cubby slash, like, you know, divider here. And then you can lift this up to get a center console, which opens on my side with a USB-A and USB-C port. So that's super nice. It's kind of hard to see from your perspective, but I like that it's got that practicality, and then you kind of just hide that in. Nice and sleek. Now, gear selector is like that Prius we've seen in the past. It works. Honestly, it's been carried over across the Lexus lineup, and it honestly gets the job done. I have no complaints there. But let's hop on the driver's side and see what you get from my perspective. All right, I do want to start with the door panel because, one, it's made out of forged carbon fiber, as you can see right there, and two, because the door panel looks like a work of art. Look at this unique texture material. It looks like a weave, but it also feels really nice. These aren't metal door handles, but they feel really premium, and they're physical. And the leather down here is awesome. You get 3 memory seats. Your switch gear here is all modern, which is great. And then a nice cubby down here, which we can still appreciate in today's age. Looking at the door sill, guys, carbon fiber, which is a really nice touch. And then obviously the seats, you got power controls here. And then coming to the driver kind of interface, the steering wheel here, leather wrapped, paddle shifters that are made of metal, which is really nice. Gauge cluster display, I can actually grab it, which is just like the Lexus LFA. This will never get old, guys. You can go left and right and left, and it shows you whatever information you want to see, however you want to see it. Above it, you get a heads-up display, which you can configure using this button right here. And then this knob here is for traction control off or snow mode, if you really cared to engage that. But enough talking, guys. Let's actually take this thing on a drive. All right, so the best place to experience an LC500, especially a convertible, is with the top down right on PCH, right? So we're gonna go into manual mode here. Go into second gear. And really get to experience the V8. And that's really the beauty of it. The sound, and honestly, the way it delivers that power. The 10-speed automatic transmission is willing to shift, downshift, and upshift literally almost whenever you want. It will protect itself, obviously, but like, it shifts fast. And I'm not gonna be taking this on corners or anything, but I don't think that's the point of this vehicle. It's a Grand Tourer. It's really comfortable. With the windows up, I mean, I hope the microphone's doing a decent job, but it's not really loud with the wind buffeting with the windows up. And then if I want, just go down a few gears. And it did take a little bit of time there on the downshift, but honestly, that's just because I'm going down multiple gears. Look at that, from third to second. And the brakes are pretty solid too. I mean, you can get on the brakes here, downshift. And then honestly, once we're in low speeds, you're just kind of in a normal, quiet, luxury Lexus. There's no fuss about it. And I mean, on top of that, guys, the visibility is really nice. You don't feel like, I mean, this is a big vehicle, but you don't feel like it's huge. And then the Apple CarPlay, I mean, this really adds to it. It's just a nice interface. Screw that though. That never gets old. Oh my God, that guy's bumper's gonna fly out. But hey, this is peak like GT convertible vibes. Beautiful weather, beautiful car, beautiful sounds. I don't think there are many cars that give you that experience for 200,000 miles of experience, of like usage. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up here. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle, let me know. I want to know if you think this is the best V8 luxury sports car out there. I think it's one of the ones out there that's really going to be appreciated down the road. Again, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.